Recently, I got a question about are strat bombers better than tactical bombers? I've never really had a question to spark my interest as much as this question because, as a lot of people know, one big thing about strat bombers is they are banned most of the time in multiplayer, but single player wise, you can really do whatever you want. And even in multiplayer, people have completely quit using tactical bombers because they think they're worthless. Well, this all kind of sparked my interest, so I decided to go ahead and do a video on it today to try to get the best, truly best, really comparing the both with pros and cons, strat bombers versus tactical bombers. Now, I want to thank all my Patreons and the supporters of the channel, as without all of your guys' massive, overwhelming support lately, none of this would be possible. So, let's get this started. Alright, so something really important to mention in this video before we get into it, I'm not going to be having casts in this list. I know a lot of people are going to kind of be a little bit ticked off with that, but here's the reason why. You know, casts can't strategic bomb, and that is going to be a huge part of this video because these are both bombers, so since they can't really strategic bomb and they can do other missions, I don't really think they should be involved in this video. So, we're not going to be having them. Another thing, I'm not going to be comparing multiple levels of technology, which means I'm not going to be comparing the 1939, or correction, 1940 models, or the 1944 models, or even, the strategic 1945 to 1950 models. I'm just not going to be doing that. There's really no reason to go that far into it. This is just a base one-on-one because most of the time, people will only do the first one of these levels and completely abandon them past that point. Alright, so, now, let's go ahead and compare these two. Cost-wise, tactical bombers have it beat, obviously, right? For every single one of these you would make, or every strat bomber, I think you would make like 1.5 tactical bombers. I actually wrote this down over here. For every 40 strategic bombers you could make 64 tactical bombers. So when you kind of double that up, that's really about 128 tactical bombers for every 40, or correction, for every 80 strategic bombers. So cost wise, tactical bombers have it beat, no doubt, and it also saves you a lot of rubber if you're going to be mass producing these things. It only is one less, but still that is absolutely a huge bonus and a benefit when you're comparing those two. So purpose, this is going to be another category we're talking about today. Purpose wise is kind of tricky because strat bombers get a huge bonus to air defense and bombing bonuses compared to the tactical bombers, which are air defense is 30, tactical bombers is 18. Air attack, as you can see right here, 50. Air attack on the tactical bomber is 8. So that is a huge difference in bonus. So obviously the strategic bombers can defend themselves and the tactical bombers cannot defend themselves. Now, bombing is another huge thing. As you can see, we have 30 strategic bombing, which means this is how good a plane is at strategic bombing compared to our tactical bombers, which is only 12. So basically, your strategic bomber can bomb 2.5 times more than your tactical bomber. Now, the only area it has it beat in is range. This I will compare. The further on you get after, well, correction, the 1940 models, pretty much the range on strategic bombers is normally double or even triple past this point of the base tactical bombers. So again, strategic bombers have tactical bombers beat in range by tremendous values. But unfortunately, that's kind of where the bonuses end. Agility, tactical bombers have it beat by far. It's got 4 times more agility, 20 to 5. Agility, as it says, is how agile the plane is, which is pretty much making it you can dodge bullets a little bit easier with the plane and the aircraft, so that would kind of maybe make up for the air defense penalties, because this only has about double the air defense, but agility tactical bombers have 4 times as much, so maybe that kind of levels it out. Also, these can get air superiority, and this one cannot, which means if you have like 70 or 80 of these in the zone and no one else has any planes there, and you're tactical bombing something, you can actually get air superiority with your tactical bombers compared to the strat bombers. One thing that drives me absolutely nuts on this game is this manpower thing. It makes no sense to me why you would need 40 different men to fill a tactical bomber, but you would need 80 men to work on a plane that normally only had 12 to 15. I don't understand why it works like this. It makes no sense to me, but in this level, tactical bombers have it beat by far. Think, if you deployed 1,000 of these somewhere, tactical bombers, you would have around 40,000 men you would need, compared to 80,000 men you would need for tactical bombers. It's absolutely insane, the differences with the manpower. So if you're a manpower kind of nation that doesn't really have that much and you don't want to use so much in your Air Force, tactical bombers are the way to go with that. And again, the other big bonus, these tactical bombers are actually a lot faster than the strategic bombers. These guys can go about 400 kilometers an hour, and these guys can go around 430 kilometers an hour. Now, because I'm in the United States and we don't do anything other than miles per hour, I don't know how big of a difference this truly is, but I would imagine 30 miles per hour would probably be a huge bonus, or even 15 to 20 extra miles an hour would be a big bonus. So I would say these are pretty fast, pretty much a lot faster. Now for the final part of this video, let's weigh out the overall pros and cons to each one. Now let's start with the Strat Bomber. Strat Bomber, the cons, it can't do anything mission-wise other than strategic bombing. It can literally only do strategic bombing, so it has one purpose and one purpose only. And once you've kind of destroyed the enemy infrastructure, they can't do anything else. The pros are it has huge bonuses for air defense, and that's really the only thing that really helps it out in this. It has so much air defense, it doesn't need an escort. But the only thing that can stop them also are these heavy fighters here, which gives you an idea here. I am going to place up, I'm not really going to compare them, but you can see here, air attack is 36, so it outweighs the defense. Air superiority, it pretty much outweighs the strategic bombers. So heavy fighters can very easily take down strategic bombers. Now on to the tactical bomber. Con-wise, they cannot defend themselves in pretty much any shape or form if compared to a strat bomber. You truly, if you're going to be doing this, you are going to need a heavy fighter escort to keep up with the range, because the range is actually quite close. It's about half, but as you can see, 1300 kilometers is go up 2400, so heavy fighters would be needed to pretty much guard your fighters, unless you have regular fighters here and you just upgrade the range over and over and over again for just escort purposes. Then it would be pretty good. But realistically speaking, you're going to need some type of escort with tactical bombers. Compared to strat bombers, they can actually defend themselves and shoot down a ton of enemy base fighters, so these are pretty good in that aspect. Now let's talk about the pros. They can literally perform any type of mission you need them to. Once you're done strategic bombing an enemy zone, you can then tell them to begin CAS bombing. If you're having some issues getting naval superiority, you can put a bunch of these in a sea zone and then actually tell them to start attacking ships with naval bombing. Actually, there are pretty big bonuses here. I'm just going to open this really quick here. As you can see, our naval attack is 8, and then for a base torpedo plane, our naval attack is 15. So pretty much it can do about half as much as a base naval torpedo bomber. They also cost quite a lot less when you get down to production cost compared to strategic bombers. Now, I think the biggest thing, well, the two biggest things that are going to, I think, kind of outweigh this are very simple. One, it has better speed, which of course in air combat is going to be huge, along with agility bonuses. Now, the one thing that I really feel has swung this in the favor of the tactical bomber, which I have not mentioned yet, is this. It takes one research slot, and that's it. What do I mean by this? Strategic bombers, like I said, they can only do one mission. Once they've strategic bomb, they're done. So if you need CAS, you're going to need to research CAS. If you need something for naval bombing, you're going to need to research naval bombers. Now, for carrier-wise, yeah, you're going to have to do this anyway. But tactical bombers are a jack of all trades. You only need one research slot to upgrade this thing, right? And then you have a plane which can perform naval targeting, like naval torpedo bombers. You have a plane that can strat bomb, which is strat bombing, or like strat bombers over here. And then you have a plane that can conduct close air support missions. And then you even can do naval port strikes. So you basically have a close air support, naval bomber, strat bomber, all tied into one compared to the strategic bomber. So what is my final verdict when comparing these two absolute monsters? Tactical bombers are better. I know some people are not going to like that idea, but just hear me out on this, okay? Strategic bombing, there's almost no comparison, right? Strategic bombing, these are better. But overall, like getting the most bang for your buck, helping you get as many as possible, helping you overwhelm the enemy, giving you something that can conduct the most air missions you need, specifically designed for your country. Tactical bombers are going to be better. The only thing with these that you would need is to have some fighters with escort capabilities, so upgrade the range on these fighters or some type of regular fighter, and boom, you are completely taken care of with the strategic bombers, or the strat bomb. I can't speak, with the tactical bombers. Now, like I said, strategic bombers are better for bombing the infrastructure itself and then the strategic stuff, but these guys, there's just no comparison when you get down to it, and then you really see, first off, I think these guys actually look a little bit cooler too over here, But again, there's just really no comparison, like I said, when you get down to it and then realize that you can use one research slot for tactical bombers and then you can get 4 different types of missions you can do with it, compared to 1 for a strategic bomber, and then you got to research close air support, and then you have to research torpedo bombers. I just don't see them outweighing the tactical bombers. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Go down there and tell me what your guys' verdict was. Do you think tactical bombers are better than strategic bombers? Again, the range wise, it's almost no comparison, because again, you can start seeing they kind of double or even triple. But I think tactical bombers are better than strategic bombers. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome.